Hey dude, Thub here, and I figured I'd do something a little different this week. People have asked me about this in the past, and I was kind of inspired by that does it bring joy thing that was trending for a little while there. I'm not about to throw out a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, I'm always doing that. But I know that's a lot of the reason why I have all of the stuff that I do, because other people have thrown it out. I thought it'd be interesting to go through and explore all of the stuff that I found in the garbage and decided to keep for myself. Does it spark joy? Well, it does now. Let's check it out. Now why don't we start in the backyard while the sun's still out? Actually, we'll call it the truck, because that's all I'm really... Pretty much everything I use for bottle picking I found in the trash. So this bin, somebody threw in a garbage bin, I don't know why. This bag is, I think, an old IKEA bag, and then we got another IKEA bag. So those are some real big heavy-duty garbage bags, which I found in the trash. Whenever there's like a really nice one that has nothing juicy, like a bunch of papers or boxes or whatever in it, I scavenge the bag so I don't have to spend money on new ones of those, because I'm just going to throw them out anyway, but I reuse them a lot. Now, I also found this one. This one's actually really great. It's got a fair amount of space, but it's a perfectly reasonable size to carry around one-handed. It's from IKEA as well. What did they call that? IKEA Dimpa. Whatever. So a lot of the time when I'm not going on specific long routes, I'll just grab that thing and fill it up and dump it into either those black bags or this one here. I'm not going to unfold that, but that's like a really, really big canvas bag. It holds about 3 times as much as one of these. These hold about $20 in bottles. Huh, yeah, so I guess this thing holds about $5. 4 of these fills up one of those. And 3 of those fills up this. That bag is really heavy duty. It's intended for wood, but it's really good for glass, just like the blue bin. Now, although I haven't used the car this winter because it needs a clutch, there is one feature that I wouldn't be without. So this thing here in the back, it's folded in half right now, but that's a, ooh, that's real sticky. Yeah, that's why I wouldn't be without it. That is a trunk liner for a Subaru, and that prevents all the nasty bottle juice from getting too deep in the car. Inside the truck is pretty basic. I've got quite a few snacks. Forget the mess there. Many pairs of gloves. Most of the time they don't match. Those are, I always get my gloves from the trash, almost all the time. But I do plan on buying some nice ones, because it gets a little old having nothing that matches and just kind of making it work. But in addition, I also found my window scraper, which for Canadians is a must-have, and my Yeti. Seriously, this thing right here, I really didn't care about thermoses until somebody threw this one out, and I'm never going back. It's a different kind of animal. Keeps things cold, keeps things hot for an incredibly long time. Heck, I'll link those in the description because I recommend. I might as well pop into the garage. I know there's something fun in there. I actually had to pay for the lock. Alright. This light I didn't find, but it was free. That table, which was the one I was using for the longest time, I found that. Ooh, my garage heater. I found that. This chop saw, borrowed that from David. That helped me. That's how I got through all those cylinders eventually. That worked out great, by the way. Those cylinders I ended up getting $100 for the ones that did strip the fiberglass off, and the other ones that I just chopped in half were like $130, because there was a lot more of them. A lot of work, but at least the money was there. Oh, I found this longboard. That's the second longboard I have. Found in the trash. Those printers, not sure what to do with them yet. Most of this is just projects, tools. Oh, let's see. So, my hammer I found, all of my safety glasses I found, a chisel I found, my favorite screwdriver I found. I love these ones. Okay, so I did find the lock, I just didn't find the latch for the garage. There's another hammer I found. This is just where I keep the spray paint that I found. There's quite a bit of it there. These are all things that need to go on eBay, but my eBay store is like non-existent right now. Then we just got a pile of scrap over here. This backpack, actually, I found that It's really solid. It's like one of those tactical style ones. It's not super expensive. Each of those boxes has a vacuum that needs something done to it. And then, oh, there, found that dartboard, so that's pretty solid. Oh, my tent, I found this bike was actually given to me by the same individual who gave me the light that's over there. He's actually the fellow I get all my my shaving stuff from, which is a great product line. I will link that because he deserves everybody's business, honestly. Good stuff. And good dude. Oh, right. Let's talk about that. This bad boy is probably gonna go on the road this week, I think. This thing isn't mine, I wish it was. It's David's baby. It's a Toyota Celica GT4 Turbo. If you're a fan of cars, maybe that means something to you, but it's a pretty sweet little ride. He picked it up for 800 bucks. He's done a lot of work to it so far, but when he's done, these things, there's some appeal. I was thinking it was the same one from Initial D, but it's not quite. 1988. I actually really love cars from that age. They kind of look like something that would have been in Star Wars. Just the sharp body lines. It's prime. I can't wait to see this out there ripping around. Definitely gonna go for. He's got all the parts. It's just in pieces right now. And the one issue is the frame is a little bit messed up. So we need to go and get the frame pulled. It's not something you can do in just any garage. It's not necessarily cheap either, but it'll be so worth it when it's done. Let's move on. That's the pile of computer scrap. I got a bunch of towers stacked up down there, and these are just things. All my Rubbermaids I found, all the garbage bins I found. I don't really pay for stuff like that. But I think I've got enough now, at least for what I do. That table doesn't look great right now, but it's actually been really useful. My bike I found, it's pretty quick. Fun toy, but there's a lot more stuff I use in the house. Now, this is where it gets heavy because most of the stuff that I've furnished my house with is all items that I reclaimed from what would be going to a landfill. Like my water bottle, for example. Nalgene. Clean that up. This towel, definitely found that. Doesn't work super good though. Probably got washed with dryer sheets. Anyway, this table, I found that. It's pretty decent. It's not like it's nothing like real special, but it is wood from IKEA. This thing, found that. It's just cute. I like it. This chair I found. Actually, these chairs I've got probably 8 of them. They stack really nice. Found those. This liquor cabinet. Found that. Technically it was in the garage when we moved in, but I'm counting it. This cigar box with cigars, found that. Still trying to rehydrate them. Takes a little while. Plant holder, found that. Actually this plant was given to me, so I'm going to count that. This sack full of snacks, found all of those. This box of records, I need to find a home for those, but yes, found those. The box for bottles, the box for recycling. This Waffle Maker, I actually bought that on Kijiji for 30 bucks because I think it is just super classy. It's like old style cord, but I love it. I use it all the time. And it's almost 100 years old, so not buying new there. That's a bit of a theme for me lately. I don't think we should buy new things. Not if we can help it. And for the most part, we can. Let's be honest. There is so much stuff out there. Okay, there's a few things that we should buy new. Toilet paper, for example. Okay. Oh, and I almost forgot these boots. They're pretty sweet. They're in all right condition and they're waterproof, so not a bad find for free. They're exactly what I needed. Now this is going to seem kind of weird, but the dishwasher, not the dishwasher itself, but the soap capsules. I actually did find those. A lot of them. That's just a small container that I keep refilling. But I was in a dumpster one day and I found a bunch of door hanger sample packs. They each have 1 in them, but I found 4 cases of them. This is one of the boxes. They also come with these are like stain remover for laundry. Like a lot in there. Quite a few, and I think those things are kind of expensive. I don't know. I've never bought them. But I'm not sure what to do with the stain remover. I'm hoping maybe I can sell them if I have a big enough box. There's got to be someone out there that uses those. Let's move on to the dishware that I use all the time. Pretty much all of my dishes I found, but I'm just going to pick out a few key pieces, my favorite pieces. That cheese grater, it's good enough to keep. My panini press, I use that for everything, especially sandwiches that I find. Works really good. Up here, that one was a gift. So my wine opener, that one's pretty cute. All my copper bottom pots. So this pan, use all the time. Both of these pots, use those all the time. Actually like really good construction. I like that a lot. My wok, my sieve. I actually used to use that pot a lot, but it's really crappy thin aluminum. So now I replace it when I find this pot. And this pot actually. They're both really heavy. Really big. Pretty much everything in there actually. Oh, this one too. This is my turner. I know that doesn't seem like it stands out, but it's just in my hand all the time. So it's kind of special to me. Moving over here, the candy bowl, the cookie jar, oh, the other candy bowl, that one's silver. All of the baking sheets, pretty much all the knives, my kitchen scissors, pretty good. The kettle, this is one of those like cordless ones. It works really good, works perfectly. Don't know why they tossed that. A percolator, same thing. It's cordless. This thing works amazing. I absolutely love coffee out of this thing. Oh, and I'll just show you my two favorites. So this one here, my chef's knife. It's, I mean, it could always use a sharpen because I don't think they're super high quality, but it's from Sate. That's the local school. And this one, my bread knife. You can't really tell, but it's actually really heavy in the hand, and it's got a great edge. This one is a joy to use, and it just feels really well constructed. Makes me happy. Oh, and my magnet collection. You might recognize those, but all of these magnets were. Oh, but the fun ones are over here. I found quite a few of the word magnets, and then I've got a small collection of tiny neodymium magnets. Oh, and this chair. This chair is actually really great. I use that to do haircuts. It's just convenient. And relatively compact and relatively comfortable. Let's head into the living room. Okay, now some of you who have been following along for a long time might recognize a lot of this stuff. I like this TV a lot. It's not good in any way, but it's a CRT, which makes it perfect for retro stuff like a Super Nintendo, or you can't really see the Intellivision right now. And look at that font. Spectra Tech, and I love all of the analog controls. Brings me joy. This stand is one that I found. The receiver I found. It's a Harman Kardon. It does have issues, like when you go to like most of the buttons. Yeah. See, it doesn't respond super good, and the power button is a little. Yeah. Doesn't always work perfectly. But it works. Now, so that's a Klipsch. It's really good. It was on Kijiji. Okay, so I did buy this thing, but it was on Kijiji, not working. I managed to get it for 20 bucks. I brought it home to fix it, and it just started working, and it's worked ever since perfectly fine. So, no, I didn't find it, but it was a steal. Now, that TV. This thing is huge. It's like a 52-inch or something. Wub and I actually fixed this one after I figured out how straightforward it was to... Why is it so dirty? Weird. It's not the best because there's like a lot of heat that comes off of it, and it does have a bit of an issue when. Okay, so when it's not warmed up, it's got all these bright, colorful lines that go all up and down, and it screams really loudly. It just takes it a minute to power cycle through it. It'll do it automatically. But it was free. Okay, $8 in capacitors. But that's a good deal. This is a really lovely piece of furniture. That was free. Tile, wood, I dig it. This couch is one of the few things that I bought. But I didn't buy it new. It was on Kijiji, and I got it for $100. With some other stuff, actually. Just gave him $100 total for a whole pile, and I have gotten some serious mileage out of this thing. Goodbye. Money well spent. This table, I know it looks super ugly, but I kind of like it like that. I'll probably refinish it eventually, but good bones. Now this couch, this chaise lounge, it's in surprising condition and is surprisingly comfortable. And it's really cool. It's a weird color, but I had the pillows to match, I think. I was gonna sell it, and then I just needed to find a place to store it, and then the only place I had space to store it was right here. And then I fell in love with it, so now it's staying here. And I don't mind at all. This chair, same thing, beautiful, found that. This thing's kind of cool. This little table thing. It was in better condition when I got it. I didn't take very good care of it. That's my fault. It's got drawers. I also found this radio, which I listen to all the time. And I found these doilies. Whoops. This little folding table, really useful in here. Like it a lot better than a TV tray. I found that. It wasn't done yet. Some of you might remember the episode where Wub and I actually made that from the kit. It was a lot of fun. I suggest it. Curtains came with the house. Speakers. Got 4 of those. They're Yamaha. One up there, one over there, and then one on either side of the TV. They actually sound really great. And, oh, that's Splatoon 2 tournament. That was fun. They sound really great. So my whole setup in here was free. Found this lamp, found this Pokeball, found this shoe rack, found this art, which is amazing. Like, that's an original. I don't know why someone would toss that, because they totally could have sold it, but it's great. I didn't find this poster in the trash, but I got it for free when I went to the show. I did find the frame that it's in, though. Oh, and that's where I keep the pile of stuff that's on Kijiji right now. Except for that TV in the back. I still need to figure that out. Now let's go down the hall. Found this hall runner rug. It's heavy. It's good. I was going to sell it, and then I decided to keep it. I found these 2 side tables. I'm going to combine them into one. I could have done it, but Durant wanted it, so I told him he could have it. He just had to do the work, and they've been sitting there for... I'm sure he'll do it eventually. There's the other longboard I found. Found the coat hangers. Found my helmets. Found the high-vis thingy. Found my wrist guards, because I broke my wrist once. I'm not doing it again. Found my down-filled winter coat. Found this. This is the map from the collector's edition of Destiny. Durant and I actually found that dumpster diving at EB Games. Found the frame that it's in. Oh yeah, hall art. This thing I actually did find in the trash, and Wub made this, but that one was made for me, and that one was made by Sarah. If you make me happy. This thing, and this thing, both in the trash. Hey, now we're doing wall stuff. This one was in the trash, as well as a bunch of other ones. It's one of those, like, poured ones. I think they threw it out because it's got that drip there, so they couldn't sell it, but I still think it looks real cool. I've also got another one in here. The light makes it look really yellow. It's not as yellow as it looks. Clearly they threw it out because this cracked off, but I still like it. This one's at the entrance to my room because I love the colors. I also found that, but that was in a CD thing. Okay, so in Wub's room, pretty much all the decoration was found. Found these things, found the lights, found the curtains. My mom made that, though. Pokemon Sun and Moon map. But I found the frame. Found the shelf. The toy chest was given to me, so that doesn't really count, but it was still free. This shelf, also found that, as well as most of the books and art supplies on it. And then we can wander into my room. So, the plants were given to me. Those pieces of fabric I collected over the years. I can't really count those. We can start over here. So this little table is cute. I found that. That's where I keep all of the stuff that's charging. I think of it as my charging station. Most of this stuff, okay, so that basket, this is a bin full of whatever. I found the battery charger and a whole bunch of batteries to go with it. Found that camera. I haven't really used it for anything yet. Found my watering can. I found this spice rack, which I actually changed to hold all kinds of, you know, just screws and doodads. I find it really useful. Most of this art was made for me by people. Can't really tell, but that's a rainbow. The masks I found, except for that one I made. This shelf I found. This standing desk I found. Made this out of stuff that I found. My light I found. My pink backdrop I found. My meter sticks I found. My material cutting board I found. Oh, these were actually made by the same person, and those were given to me. Let's see. Oh, my tape collection. That's not all of it. That's most of it. I need to put it back still. I actually bought my coveralls in Value Village, but I did find my loaner coveralls. Oh, and the belt and the pouch, I found those. I just like those. Definitely bought the headphones. Those things I found. This shelf I found. That's a lot of eBay stuff that I found. Bags. I've got bags full of bags. These shoes I did not find. I paid for those. And as far as the clothes go, I'm working on switching it over to just stuff that I've found, but I've pretty much not bought anything new. Actually, I have no idea when the last time was I went into a clothing store and bought something new. I do buy things from Value Village from time to time, but just when I'm there. And I don't go there that often anymore. We should do that. I kind of miss thrifting. Oh, I did find this UPS outfit, though. Still haven't used that for anything. Not really surprised, to be honest. Here, I'll show you some of the things that I did find. I actually took a minute to separate them. So, a lot of my favorite pieces. This t-shirt, this baseball tee, one of my favorites. I wish I could find another one of these, because it's not going to last forever. This is from Blue Notes, but I really like the color, and it's like extra long, so I dig that. This sweater, I actually really like the color, and I wore it pretty much every day since I found it throughout the winter. This is kind of a weird hoodie. It's a sleeveless hoodie. I just wear it to be goofy sometimes. These pants. I wear these under my coveralls when it's cold because they've got a fuzzy liner. They're kind of like snow pants that still get you wet, so I wear them underneath and they're perfect. Up until I found those, I always wore my snow pants underneath, and I probably still do that, but it's just nice to have like an in-betweener, so, you know, on those days that aren't super cold, but they're still kind of cold, I don't have to wear long underwear. These pants that I'm wearing, these are those like bungee joggers, but they've got like a big elastic on both the bottoms and the waist. I love them. I wear them way more than I should. They're super comfortable and they don't look that bad. I also found these joggers, but those are like really floppy looking, so I don't wear those that often. Because it makes me look like a slob. Oh, there's a few more things over here that I use all the time. This lamp, I really dig the style of this one. It adds a nice... As much as I like LED bulbs, that yellow glow can be really nice at night. This printer, it's just black and white. I didn't find it per se, but it was free on Kijiji, and it just keeps going. I haven't run out of ink yet. It's great. This under here, that's a drum throne. I find this the perfect chair to just hide underneath the desk in case someone else wants to chill or is working on a video with me. My chair, definitely found that. Big win there. I've gone through a few different versions, but settled on this one. This is the best one I've found yet. And then this. It's actually really good. It was a Windows 8 Pro one, and I'm not gonna like bore you with specs because that doesn't mean something to everybody, but this computer is fast enough to edit videos, and when you're scrolling through the video, you don't have to wait for the frame to catch up. Like, you know, sometimes you'll scroll through a bit and then it'll take a second to actually show you the point that you're at. It doesn't do that. It lets you like scroll through and really quickly refreshes the preview window. If it doesn't refresh the preview window fast enough, that's what makes it impossible and frustrating to edit video on. So thankfully, this one's good enough to do that. And it's good enough that I can use it to capture video footage from an Elgato from video games or whatever. Those are the two factors that I needed, and this one does it, so I was super stoked to get it for free. It's a little broken, and this USB thing over here doesn't work because it's all pushed in, and it didn't come with a power cord, but I replaced that easily. I also found the bag that I carry it around in. I found her the other day. Like, I found her a while back, but I stashed her away not knowing what I was going to do with her. And then I thought of something. See this? It's great, but I broke that. So I was hoping that maybe... Nope. Almost. Which would be super funny. Now, as far as everything that's on the desk, I did not find any of these things. This monitor is pretty decent. I bought it from a friend for 40 bucks. Oh, the speakers I found. But they're not particularly good. The desktop computer, I definitely did not find that. That was a custom piece of work, but I am really pleased with how it turned out. I did find the disk drive. The keyboard, mechanical cherry white switches. I bought this off of someone on Reddit. There's a subreddit for mechanical keyboards. So I got a pretty good deal. I don't remember how much that was. The hard drives. Okay, so the toaster, I had to buy that. It was pretty cheap. And then the hard drives for all my archives. Those are... I actually was really fortunate there. A buddy who hooks me up with e-waste scrap. I was super grateful because I didn't really have the money to buy another hard drive. But I needed one because the year was turning over and I needed a new drive for the new year. I didn't really have $100 for one, so I was looking at going through all of the old ones and deleting all of the useless footage because I wasn't being very careful when I loaded them up, and maybe like compiling things and flattening them out so I could have a little more space to give me a little more time. Anyway, I just happened to ask him, and he had a stack of these 2 GB ones. I asked him how much, and he was like, 20 bucks. Like, cool. I only have 20, so I'll just take the one. And he was like, no, I mean like 20 bucks for all of them. They're yours. And I was like, what? Oh yeah, and this thing, one of these. Yeah, people throw those out all the time, so I just kept an eye out for one that wasn't all cracked to heck. And this one's great. You can't really have a computer chair on carpet without it. Oh, and this garbage animal over here. Yeah, she definitely came from the trash. No, just kidding. She's a total princess. We love her. What? Chill out. And then the other thing I bought, this bed. I'm not gonna brag about how great it is because it doesn't matter. But I got a fantastic deal on it at 600 bucks with the box spring. That's a fantastic deal because it was brand new. Somebody was, they had a small operation selling beds out of their garage that they picked up from store liquidations. Unfortunately, they're out of business now because some large outfits started doing the exact same thing, but were able to offer better prices for higher volume, and they just kind of constantly clear out any opportunity like that. So it kind of killed the small business, but I got in there with good time, and wow, the markup on a mattress is insane. But that's definitely one of those things that I would, you definitely want to go with new. And if memory foam does it for you, then good on you. But that's not for me. Good old-fashioned fluffy cloud. Oh yeah, this stuff. So most of the crap hanging from the ceiling I found. That disco ball, found that for sure. And this is actually a hockey net that the vines are all stuck to. Well, that's basically everything I can think of right now. And as you can tell, it's kind of a lot. It's something that I'm a little, I'd say I'm passionate about, supporting the secondhand market. And technically that's not the secondhand market, that's just stuff that I found that other people tried to throw out, but I wouldn't let it happen. I don't want to get too preachy here, but I guess the point, if I had one, of this video is that, well, it's no secret, the existence of our species on this planet definitely is in jeopardy if we don't
come up with some better habits. And that's for a number of different reasons, but I think the point here is a huge portion of greenhouse gas emissions come from the production industry, like the production of manufactured goods. And we can't tear down all the factories or force them to stop, because we do need goods and different products, but nowhere near as many as we buy. Not even close. There is so much stuff already available. I love Kijiji. Around you, maybe it's Craigslist, or maybe it's Facebook Marketplace, or maybe all you have is thrift stores. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I think it would make a huge difference if all of us made more of an effort to support the secondhand market, getting things that are not new but gently used. And why wouldn't you want to? It'll save you a ton of money. Maybe even buy older stuff that's built to last. That's where I'm at. I'm trying to focus on slowly getting to a point where none of the things I have were bought new. I'm almost there. That's basically just my computer. Okay, everybody gets one. That's my point, that's my house, that's my life, and thank you guys for coming along. It's always a pleasure having you here. Thanks for listening. Thanks for looking out for this beautiful planet that I love so much. And I hope you do too. Hope you leave it better than you found it. Keep doing the thing.